Imagine sitting down to a perfectly grilled steak, juicy and tender, the kind of meal that instantly satisfies both hunger and comfort. It looks so simple on your plate, yet few people realize the staggering amount of science, technology, and coordination it takes to transform a cow on the farm into the cut of meat sizzling on your backyard grill. Behind every steak, burger, or roast lies an intricate and highly orchestrated system that combines centuries of tradition with cutting-edge innovation. Today we're taking you behind the factory doors of modern meat production to uncover a world where animal husbandry, engineering, logistics, and food safety work hand in hand to deliver the protein that Americans love. This isn't just a story of processing, it's a story of human ingenuity, adaptation, and the constant push to balance efficiency with ethics and quality. Humans have been consuming meat for millions of years, dating back to prehistoric hunters who relied on wild animals for survival. In the earliest days, securing meat meant danger, patience, and skill, as small tribes depended on successful hunts to provide enough food for their community. Over time, hunting evolved into domestication. During the medieval period, livestock became central to agricultural societies, and meat took on a symbolic role far beyond nutrition. It was often the centerpiece of feasts, associated with wealth, prosperity, and status. To sit at a table laden with roasted meats was to display power, abundance, and even generosity. In those days, raising and slaughtering animals was a local affair, done within communities using traditional butchering methods passed down for generations. The Industrial Revolution in the 19th century transformed nearly every aspect of human life, and meat production was no exception. New technologies reshaped the industry. The rise of meatpacking plants, coupled with refrigerated rail cars, allowed meat to be preserved and shipped across great distances without spoiling. Suddenly, meat was not just a local product tied to one farm or town, it became a commodity that could reach cities hundreds of miles away. This revolutionized the American diet, making meat more widely available and affordable. Immigrants arriving in the United States were astonished by the relative abundance of beef, pork, and chicken compared to what they had known in Europe. Access to meat became an emblem of the American dream, a symbol of prosperity and opportunity. Moving into the 20th century, advances in machinery and food safety regulations pushed meat production into a new era. Automated production lines streamlined the process, and federal inspections ensured a much higher standard of cleanliness and quality. The U.S. government implemented strict guidelines to prevent contamination and protect public health, a response to earlier scandals that had exposed unsafe practices in the meatpacking industry. As technology advanced, so did the efficiency of processing plants, where entire teams worked in unison, each step finely tuned to maximize productivity without compromising safety. This marked the beginning of the modern meat production system as we know it today, where scale, precision, and regulation meet in massive facilities across the country. Picture this: a sprawling facility where the process begins the moment livestock arrive. Trucks carry cattle from farms and ranches to meatpacking plants, often handling hundreds or even thousands of animals a day. Upon arrival, every animal undergoes a careful inspection to ensure it meets quality and health standards. This isn't just a formality, it's a critical step to ensure that only healthy animals continue in the process, protecting both the consumer and the integrity of the food supply. In some of the largest U.S. facilities, over 7,000 cattle are processed daily, a staggering number that shows just how massive and efficient these operations are. Imagine the coordination required to handle that scale day after day, week after week. Once cleared, animals are moved forward with humane handling practices. Contrary to outdated images of chaotic slaughter, modern meat production follows strict welfare standards designed to minimize stress and pain. Animals are stunned before slaughter, ensuring they are unconscious and do not suffer during the process. This is not only an ethical requirement but also a practical one. Stress can negatively affect meat quality, altering its texture and taste. Skilled workers and highly specialized machinery carry out each step with precision, ensuring efficiency while respecting humane standards. From here, the transformation truly begins. The carcass is carefully broken down into primal cuts, large sections of meat like the chuck, loin, rib, and round. Each of these primal cuts can then be further divided into familiar retail cuts such as ribeye steaks, sirloin, brisket, or ground beef. Imagine a ballet of knives and machines working in tandem, where butchers' expertise meets automated saws and conveyors designed to handle the workload of thousands of pounds of meat per hour. Workers with years of experience know exactly how to cut along natural muscle lines, maximizing yield while minimizing waste. Every piece of the animal has a purpose, whether it's destined for a premium steakhouse cut, ground beef for fast food chains, or even rendered products used in everything from pet food to cosmetics. The role of technology cannot be overstated. Modern plants are marvels of engineering, where robotics and automation play a growing role. Conveyor belts carry sides of beef from one station to the next, while scanning systems and automated blades increase both speed and consistency. Temperature control is critical at every stage, with strict regulations ensuring that meat is kept within safe ranges to prevent bacterial growth. Some plants even use high-tech sensors and imaging systems to detect imperfections, ensuring only the highest quality products make it to consumers. After cutting, the meat enters the chilling and storage phase. Here, massive refrigerated rooms hold products at precise temperatures until they're ready to be packaged. Packaging itself is a science. Vacuum-sealed plastic keeps oxygen out, extending shelf life and preserving flavor. For fresh cuts, modified atmosphere packaging is often used, where oxygen levels are carefully controlled inside the package to keep the meat looking fresh and appetizing on store shelves. Labels are applied with detailed information from nutrition facts to safe cooking instructions, ensuring transparency for consumers. At this point, distribution takes center stage. Trucks loaded with packaged beef, pork, and chicken fan out from processing plants across the country. Whether it's headed to a local grocery store, a fast food giant, or a high-end steakhouse, the journey from plant to plate is carefully timed and monitored. Cold chain logistics ensure that meat remains at the proper temperature from the moment it leaves the plant to the moment it reaches the consumer. The system is so efficient that meat processed in the Midwest can appear in a supermarket in New York or Los Angeles within just a few days. When you pick up a neatly packaged steak from your local grocery store or enjoy a juicy burger at your favorite restaurant, it's easy to forget the incredible journey that piece of meat has taken to get to your plate. Behind every cut of beef, pork, or lamb lies a fascinating and highly complex production process that blends modern technology, strict regulations, and centuries-old butchering traditions. Today we're taking you deep inside the world of meat processing in the United States, where millions of pounds of meat are handled every single day to keep up with America's insatiable appetite for protein. From humane handling practices to high-speed butchering, advanced packaging methods, and sustainability efforts, this process is one of the most sophisticated food operations on Earth, and the story behind it may surprise you. The first step in this journey begins at the slaughterhouse, a place that operates under some of the strictest regulations in the food industry. Contrary to popular belief, the emphasis here is not just on efficiency but also on humane treatment of animals. Federal law requires that animals be rendered unconscious before slaughter, ensuring a quick and painless death. This stage is carefully monitored by inspectors from the USDA, who enforce animal welfare rules as well as food safety guidelines. These measures are in place to make sure that the meat reaching consumers is both ethically sourced and safe to eat. For many Americans, it's reassuring to know that behind the scenes, every detail from animal welfare to sanitation is taken extremely seriously. Once the animal has been humanely slaughtered, the carcass moves into the butchering stage. Here, massive facilities can process hundreds of thousands of pounds of meat in a single day. This is a delicate balance of speed and precision. Skilled butchers, many with years of experience, work alongside advanced machinery to cut the meat into halves or quarters before breaking it down into recognizable cuts like steaks, roasts, ribs, and tenderloins. What makes this stage fascinating is the blend of human craftsmanship and automation. While machines handle repetitive heavy lifting, it still takes a trained eye and steady hand to ensure that every cut meets consumer expectations. The meat industry thrives on consistency, and butchers are the unsung heroes who make sure that every steak looks like the one you bought last week. The pace inside these facilities is staggering. Imagine conveyor belts stretching across massive factory floors, carrying sides of beef while butchers and machines work in perfect rhythm. By the time the meat reaches the end of this stage, it is no longer a whole carcass but a variety of cuts tailored for different markets. Restaurants might want premium cuts like filet mignon, while grocery chains need family-sized packs of ground beef or roasts. Each destination requires different packaging and handling, making the production line a constantly shifting and highly efficient operation. Next comes one of the most critical parts of the process: packaging. The way meat is sealed and stored has a direct impact on both its shelf life and its flavor. Some cuts are vacuum-sealed in airtight packaging, locking in freshness for weeks. Others are flash-frozen to preserve texture and quality during transport. For further processed products like sausages, hot dogs, or ground beef, specialized equipment mixes seasonings, shapes patties, or fills casings at incredible speeds. Automated systems constantly monitor this stage, checking for weight consistency, sealing integrity, and temperature control. In an industry that deals with perishable goods, even the smallest error can mean wasted product or potential health risks, so nothing is left to chance. What's truly impressive about modern meat processing is the level of precision. Facilities use computer-controlled systems that scan and analyze meat cuts in real time, ensuring they meet strict specifications. Every package that leaves the factory has been checked multiple times, often with advanced sensors and cameras that detect any irregularities invisible to the human eye. For consumers, this means that whether you buy meat in New York, Texas, or California, you can expect the same level of quality and safety. It's part of why the U.S. meat industry is regarded as one of the most advanced and tightly regulated in the world. Once packaged, the meat is sent to distribution. Refrigerated trucks line up outside massive cold storage facilities, ready to transport products across the country. These vehicles are equipped with advanced cooling systems that keep meat at precise temperatures, ensuring freshness from factory to store shelves. Some shipments travel just a few miles to local supermarkets, while others may cross multiple states to reach national retailers or restaurant chains. The logistical network is vast and timing is everything. Meat cannot sit idle for long. Efficiency is the backbone of the entire supply chain. But the story doesn't end there. In recent years, a new chapter has emerged in the world of meat production: sustainability. Large-scale meat processing is resource-intensive, contributing to greenhouse gas emissions, water usage, and even deforestation in some parts of the world. This has put the industry under growing pressure to adapt and innovate. Many U.S. companies are now investing in eco-friendly technologies, from energy-efficient refrigeration systems to advanced waste management practices that recycle byproducts. Some facilities capture methane from animal waste to use as renewable energy, while others explore plant-based packaging alternatives. It's a transformation driven not just by regulations but also by consumer demand. Americans are increasingly conscious of where their food comes from and how it impacts the planet, and the meat industry is responding. For many people, learning about this process changes the way they look at the food on their plate. Meat production isn't just about feeding millions. It's a carefully coordinated system that combines animal welfare, worker expertise, technological innovation, and environmental responsibility. It's also deeply tied to American culture. From backyard barbecues to holiday roasts, meat plays a central role in traditions across the country. Behind every bite of brisket or fried chicken is a story of how science and craftsmanship come together in ways most of us rarely think about. Of course, the industry is not without challenges. Labor shortages, food safety scares, and debates over ethical practices continue to spark national conversations. Yet, the resilience of this sector is undeniable. Despite disruptions from events like the COVID-19 pandemic, which temporarily shut down plants and caused shortages, the meat industry has adapted quickly, using automation and stricter safety measures to ensure that supply meets demand. This ability to evolve while still delivering millions of pounds of meat daily is what makes the U.S. system so remarkable. Next time you pick up a package of ground beef, a tray of pork chops, or a bag of chicken wings, you'll know that it represents far more than just tonight's dinner. It's the result of a complex journey involving thousands of workers, countless machines, and rigorous standards all working together to bring food from farm to table. The scale is massive, the technology is cutting edge, and the stakes, quite literally, are high. The story of meat processing is, at its core, the story of modern food production in America. It's about efficiency meeting responsibility, tradition meeting innovation, and demand meeting sustainability. It's an industry that touches all of us, whether we're firing up the grill for a summer cookout or sitting down at a steakhouse for a special occasion. And while the process might not always be visible, it's always working behind the scenes to make sure that the meat on your plate is safe, fresh, and delicious. So the next time you savor that burger or enjoy a perfectly grilled steak, remember the incredible journey it took to get there. From humane handling and expert butchering to advanced packaging and sustainable practices, every step is part of a story that's as much about people and innovation as it is about food. And if you find yourself fascinated by how everyday products are made, don't forget to join us again for more behind-the-scenes looks at the industries that keep America running. Like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the hidden world of modern manufacturing and the foods we love most.